प्रधानमन्त्री केपी ओली अहिले नेपाली दूतावास दिल्लीमा हुनुहुन्छ र उहाँले केही समयमा नै यहाँ प्रेस कन्फरेन्समा सम्बोधन गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ। प्रधानमन्त्रीसँगै दायाँ परराष्ट्र मन्त्री तथा उप प्रधानमन्त्री कमल थापा हुनुहुन्छ भने उहाँको बायाँपट्टि अर्थमन्त्री विष्णु पौडेल र उहाँको छेउमा गृहमन्त्री शक्ति बस्नेत हुनुहुन्छ। नेपाली राजदूत दीप कुमार उपाध्याय, परराष्ट्र मन्त्री कमल थापा नजिकै हुनुहुन्छ। राजदूत दीप कुमार उपाध्याय।
Right of the Prime Minister, our Deputy Prime Minister, and Foreign Minister, our Finance Minister, Home Minister, and all the deputies and all the media from home and from here. I would like to just, in 1 minute, like to welcome you all, just in a very, very short notice, just as a one family type of invitation in once. Right of the Prime Minister, our Deputy Prime Minister, and Foreign Minister, our Finance Minister, Home Minister, and all the deputies and all the media from home and from here. I would like to just, in 1 minute, like to welcome you all, just in a very, very short notice, just as a one family type of invitation in once. Anyway, you are here. On behalf of the Deputy Embassy and also from our side, I would like to welcome all of you. And in a very shortest span of time, we have to accomplish this also. So, you know, there is a time constraint. That's why our Vice and Prime Minister. Okay, our Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister also, Honorable Kamal Thapa, will brief about the what is happening here, because all of you are aware that the right to request our Honorable Foreign Minister, Mr. Thapa, just to brief the press about what
Right Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Ministers,
Sir, we can't hear you. So if you can use the mic, that will be better for us.
No, there is no mic. These are all TV mics.
Oh, okay.
I'll try to be louder.
Oh, that's much better. Thank you.
Excellency Ambassador and distinguished media personalities from Nepal and India. As instructed by the Right Honorable Prime Minister, I would like to brief you about the visit and the meetings that Right Honorable Prime Minister had since he arrived here in India on 19th February. I'm sure you are fully aware that this is the first visit of the Prime Minister of Nepal after the promulgation of the new constitution, and the invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Right Honorable Prime Minister is in India in a state visit. The President of India has kindly invited Right Honorable Prime Minister to be his guest and stay at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Since Prime Minister arrived here in India yesterday, he called on the President of India, the Vice President of India, had a restricted one-to-one meeting with the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, and followed by a bilateral delegation talk between Nepal and India. Prime Minister also met with the Foreign Minister of India, Home Minister, Finance Minister also called on Right Honorable Prime Minister. I'm very happy to tell you that the main objective of this visit has been accomplished in totality. Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli, before flying to Delhi, has told his countrymen that his main objective would be to clear the air of mistrust and misunderstanding that has prevailed in Nepal-India relations in last couple of months. I'm very happy to inform you that this air of mistrust and misunderstanding has been fully cleared, and Nepal-India relations has now come back to normal, back to track, and now we're embarking in a new phase of Nepal-India relations. In the bilateral talks, both Prime Ministers discussed a wide ranges of issues of mutual concern. The Right Honorable Prime Minister briefed the current political development in Nepal after the promulgation of the Constitution. And you are fully aware that at the press meet followed by the bilateral talks, Prime Minister Narendra Modi candidly explained that the promulgation of the new Constitution after long struggle is a significant achievement. He even expressed his gratitude to all those involved in drafting the Constitution. Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli also informed Prime Minister Modi that the government of Nepal is committed in resolving all issues, constitutional as well as political issues, within the framework of the Constitution through dialogue and consensus. After the promulgation of the Constitution, Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli informed the Indian delegation that Nepal has now entered into a new era, a new phase has begun, and that phase would be the phase of economic development and prosperity of the Nepalese people. So in that context, in Nepal, where we have entered into a new phase of economic development, and on the other side, India is rapidly moving ahead and India is maintaining a rapid economic growth. It is in process of becoming a world economic power. So, against this backdrop, Nepal wants to further deepen Nepal-India relations and create an environment for shared prosperity between our two countries and between our two peoples. After the bilateral talks, some memorandum of understanding was signed and some letter of exchanges on issues related to trade and transit has been exchanged by the concerned officials. So I don't want to take much of your time. Prime Minister Wali himself will be addressing you. So at the end, once again, I would like to very happily note that this visit has been very fruitful, very productive, and Nepal-India relations has now moving towards a greater height. And I think that's the satisfaction that we are carrying back home. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to welcome you, but in a very short notice, you are here accepting our invitation. It's a matter of pleasure for me. You know, me and my delegation arrived Delhi day before. That was the day of Democracy Day on Nepal, and we celebrated in our office at the evening of the day. And yesterday, the whole day remained a day of very importance for the visit for me and on the question of relationship between our two countries. First, this is my first visit out of the country, and in this visit, I found that the government of India, the political leaders, parties, intellectuals, and the Indian media is so positive on the question of Nepal, and it reflected that the welcome and hospitality and friendship we got from the Indian government and the people of India. I am here at the invitation of Right Honorable Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, and as the guest of His Excellency President Pranab Mukherjee, and I am staying with my friends in Rashtrapati Bhavan. My visit, I told before I came here, my visit is dedicated to eliminate any type of misunderstanding, every type of misunderstanding, and to increase our traditional, historical, old, cultural, natural, geographical, and economic and political trade and others, multifaceted and multi-dimensional relationship between our two countries. And I am satisfied. The progress which was started before my visit, and now I think it is completed. With my purpose and the purpose of visit is completely successful. I am not here this time to ask anything particular, or with people used to say that shopping list. I am not here with any shopping list, but I am here to express our friendship, friendly feelings, and in response, I was here to be assured that our friend India, very close neighbor and friend, India is with similar feeling. And we are sure for that. So I said, my visit is very successful. As the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister, Mr. Kamal Thapaji said that we call on the Right Honorable President, the Vice President, and had meetings and talks with Prime Minister Modi ji and Foreign Minister, Home Minister, Finance Minister, and other ministers, and so many other political leaders and friends. And you know, there were some working meetings also and talks, and we signed 7 memorandum of understanding on different questions. This morning, I visited Fairy Dam in Uttarakhand, and we got opportunity to learn about the hydropower projects, about the developments, and the impacts of hydropower projects, and impact of one project in different other fields also as well. Day after, we are going to visit Gujarat to learn about the earthquake affected area and reconstruction after the earthquake. I think it will also be beneficial for us. And we are thinking to have discussion with business communities of India, and want to assure that the favorable and conducive atmosphere for investment and for business and for we want to assure them. As Foreign Minister Kamal Thapaji said that through the promulgation of the Constitution, we completed one transition. We were fighting for political rights, political freedoms, and other rights for freedoms, and for democracy for many years, many decades. But through the promulgation of the Constitution, we completed that era of Red Revolution, era of political revolution, political movements. Because we have strengthened and institutionalized the achievements of the people. They got through the various political movements. Now there is constitution. And I want to make it clear that the Constituent Assembly is or was a very, very democratic institution. It was formed to draft and promulgate the Constitution. It was formed democratically, elected by the people, with very beautiful representation of the people, with the principles of inclusiveness and proportional representation. And the discussion on the question of Constitution, perhaps in Nepal is not that much big country in size, but the discussion about the Constitution making was not small. It was great. For many years, for 8 years, about the Constitution and Constitution making and the rights of people. There were so many interest groups giving pressure, being organized and articulating their interest. And of course, we had very bitter experience of the failure of the first Constituent Assembly without promulgating the Constitution. But the second Constituent Assembly election took place, and that was successful to declare the Constitution. And the Constitution itself is very, very democratic. The process of the Constitution making and Constitution, declaring Constitution was very democratic. Some people, perhaps they don't want to go thoroughly on the crux of the matters. Some people say that the Constitution was promulgated all of a sudden at the night, surprisingly. But there was debate for 8 years. Not only in one Constituent Assembly, but 4 years. The first Constituent Assembly was gone away. Only the discussion took place in that entire period of 4 years, and after that too. And in the second Constituent Assembly election, of course, all the thematic committees, they were discussing, they discussed on different related matters. And the draft was sent to the people, and the people, the MPs, the Constituent Assembly members went to the people directly to collect their comments, suggestions, etc. And genuine suggestions, important suggestions were incorporated in the Constitution. The democratic norms and values all are incorporated. Each article from preamble to annex, each and every article was discussed and put forth for voting, and one by one article was passed. And how the Constitution will be passed? It was declared some 1 week before this date. There will be voting, final voting, after 1-to-1, article to article voting, entire voting for the Constitution. To pass the Constitution will take place in that day, and the next date will be, the signing ceremony will be there, signature and verified. And lastly, President will declare the Constitution. All these were fixed from before. The Constitution was, of course, a democratic one. All the basic, fundamental characters of democracy are incorporated. competitive multi-party system, periodic elections, political freedoms, press, media, freedoms, and complete freedoms for media. These things are incorporated. Judiciary, separation of power is there, and judiciary is independent. Social justice and equality are assured, guaranteed. All sorts of disparity and discrimination which were in the feudalistic and autocratic states and societies in the past are eliminated. And social justice and equality for all is guaranteed. And there are some special arrangements to bring the backward sector and sections and classes or levels of society in the forefront. There are some special arrangements like 33% guarantee to the women, for the women, and 40% guarantee for the women in the local bodies, 45% guarantees for the backward sections of society. And if there are anything to be done, if there must be done or reformed anything, there are commissions recognized by the Constitution, mentioned in the Constitution that there are commissions of the Madhisis, women, laborers, and Tharus, and Janjatis, and Dalits. There are so many commissions. They will study the problems, if there are, and they will recommend. According to their recommendation, the government and the parliament will address the problems accordingly. So in this way, there is no reason, and there are no any places or space. Yes, we can make any comment if we like. That is the democratic right and democratic system. But in fact, the new constitution of Nepal, which is promulgated on 20th of September, doesn't leave any such areas where people can make any comments. Some 31 articles are dedicated for the fundamental rights. 31 rights for women, rights for children, rights for disabled, rights for others, rights for others. So many rights of eating, rights of eating, right of everything are mentioned in the fundamental rights. From Article 16 to 46, 31 articles are dedicated. And Article 47 says that the process and method and time frame for the implementation of those fundamental rights. And the Article 48 says about the duties of the people. In this way, there are so many new, progressive, democratic, and at least we can say that in developing countries or backward countries like us, the question of political rights and democracy and the rights of people, we are not behind. We are not behind. Anyway, in this regard, it's Kamal Thapaji said that we have completed the phase of political struggle. Now we have to strive, we have to start a new campaign for economic development. I want to tell you that this part of the earth was advanced before. When rest of the world was in darkness, at that time we had Rishi Munis, thinkers. They were inventing so many new things. And this part of the land, this part of the earth was developed. But because of so many reasons, there may be so many reasons that since last few centuries we remain back. But the time has come now that which was not suitable and natural for us to remain back. Now that situation must be changed and the time has come that we have to go ahead with the high speed of development. And I would like to express my happiness and my friends and my teams and my governments and my country's happiness that India is developing faster. We are happy for that. You know, we were thinking to promulgate the Constitution. We were in the final stage. And we were thinking that we will promulgate the Constitution and then we will start a new campaign for economic development. But unfortunately, last year, earthquake, very devastating earthquake, took place. And our dreams, to some extent, were there. You know that situation. And I would like to thank Indian government, Indian media, Indian political parties, leaders and others for their immediate, prompt, generous support at the time of trouble, as well other also to all the people, of course, they supported, and also all other our neighbors and other friendly countries also, and organizations differently supported us. And in this, during this period, we were in trouble. Of course, when we do something new, there are delays. Whenever and where. Also in India, also in other countries, where they were making constitution and declaring constitution at that time, there were of course delays. That's very normal. Only in complete autocracy, people cannot speak. Otherwise, if there is no autocracy, there is no suppression, people have right to speak, then they can have their different opinion, and we respect them. And of course, after the promulgation of the Constitution and during the drafting of the Constitution and after the promulgation of the Constitution, of course, there were some differences among the people and some misunderstanding, and because of those things, maybe some misunderstandings. Now, those misunderstandings are clear, and if there are anything, those misunderstandings will be clear. We have, within a very short period of time, we made the first amendment of the Constitution. Our Constitution is amended. First amendment took place already. It proves that we are very flexible. We want to address the demands if they are genuine, and sometimes to resolve the problem, we must show flexibility. We did that, and it proves that Constitution is a dynamic document. It is not rigid and just remains always the same. It can be changed. It is changeable document. It can be amended according to the experiences and demands of the people. So far, the question of our two countries' relations are, I must say that we are close from many ways, and the government of Nepal and the people of Nepal are always ready to address the genuine concerns, and we understand the sensitivity, genuine sensitivities of our neighbors, and particularly of India, and genuine concerns and we will, or we are always addressing those and we will address. Anyway, this time we are very happy with this visit, and particularly in this occasion, I invited you all here, media, to express my gratitude and thank to you for your support. Maybe sometimes different opinions may appear. That is the beauty and that is the character of democracy. That doesn't give that much meaning, but the support you provided us in this process of constitution making, and before that for the to fight against the earthquake damage and for the reconstruction works. I would like to thank you very much again. I would like to extend best wishes for my dear friends and Nepalese friends. Thank you, sir.
सम्माननीय प्राणेश तपाईँ एउटा लास्ट
Thank you, Lieutenant Prime Minister. I think our Prime Minister has spoken very informally, such an inside expression from his heart. That's why everything, we should be positive, and all the friends will take it very positive, I hope. But still, you are the very Indian media persons here. Just 2 to 3 questions. Questions.
One question.
I would like to
One question.
One from Nepal said, okay, we will take the lead.
Okay.
Can I take a question?
Nepal पछि गरौँ त. Yeah, what?
Mr. Prime Minister, Smita Sharma from India today. While you say that things are now normal between New Delhi and Kathmandu and the agitation in the border is also over, but one of the constant concerns for India has been that they've been saying that unless New Delhi, Kathmandu gets the relationship right with the Tarai, with the agitating Madhesis who have called off their strikes, but the issues are far from resolved, that this could also lead to some sort of a radicalization over a period of time and creation of a situation like Jaffna in India's neighborhood once again. Do you share that sentiment that New Delhi has been expressing? And has Mr. Modi's popularity gone down in the valley, would you say, because of the blockade that Kathmandu blamed on India?
Thank you. One more question.
I have Alok Kumar.
Can you just very just give me a minute? Just direct
मेरा सवाल ये है कि तराई इलाके में जो कुछ इंडियन शिक्षक काम कर रहे हैं उन्हें टर्मिनेट कर दिया गया है ये मधेश आंदोलन की प्रक्रिया में, उनके लिए क्या कोई आपके पास कोई सूचना है, क्या करेंगे?
Prime Minister Palwan Bhattacharjee from the Hindu newspaper. Yesterday, the United Madhesi Democratic Front's leaders have once again threatened to start another round of blockade. What would be your response if they start one more blockade, say next month? Will you be as patient as you have been last time, or will there be something, will your method change?
Mr. Prime Minister, Alok Kumar from Shukrapur. ये समस्या जो 125 दिन से ज्यादा हो गया आपको प्रधानमंत्री कुर्सी पर बैठे हुए, आज जिस मोड़ पे हम पहुंचे हैं जहां आप कह रहे हैं यू आर थैंकफुल कि एक स्थिति आ गई है जहां आप लोग रीपैचिंग और सब कुछ ठीक होता जा रहा है, 125 दिन क्यों लग गए इस प्रक्रिया में, या 150 दिन के करीब हम क्यों
फाइनल
One final from Nepal.
One question, sir,
प्राइम
please. Mr.
Just
Prime,
last question, okay.
this Seema Kiran from Veer Arjun. सर मेरा क्वेश्चन है आप ही की कंट्री के लिए कि आपने कहा है कि आप गैस जो है हर घर में पहुंचाएंगे, तो उसके लिए गैस पाइपलाइन, तो उसके लिए आपने कोई रोड मैप तैयार किया है गृहिणियों के लिए?
सम्माननीय प्राइम मिनिस्टर केपी शर्मा ओलीज्यू, तपाईँको भ्रमण एकदम सक्सेसफुल भयो, हिस्टोरिकल भयो भनेर सबैले भनिरहेको छन्। तर तपाईँ र भारतीय प्रधानमन्त्री नरेन्द्र मोदीको बीचमा 1-to-1 कुरा भएको छ 40 मिनट। त्यसमा कालापानी, सुस्ता, 1950 को सन्धि र नेपालको जुन किसिमको समस्या छ त्यसबारेमा तपाईँले भारतीय प्रधानमन्त्री मोदीलाई के भन्नुभयो र उहाँले के भन्नुभयो, के सबै समस्याको समाधानको एउटा पोको तपाईँले दिनुभएको भारतीय प्रधानमन्त्रीलाई?
सर एक्सक्यूज मी, मेरा लास्ट एक क्वेश्चन था। हाँ, 8.11 बिलियन $US का बजट सूत्रों के अनुसार हमारे नेपाल में आता है। क्या उस जो ग्रांट आता है, क्या उसके लिए आपकी सरकार ने या पिछली सरकार ने कोई रेवेन्यू जनरेट करने के लिए ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट किसी तरह का कोई पेपर तैयार किया है?
सर एक सवाल सर, एक सवाल सर, क्योंकि आप लोगों ने मजबूरी में चाइना से बहुत सारे समझौते किए इस बीच जब ब्लॉकेट था, तो अब क्या होगा जब आप कह रहे हैं कि सारी समस्याएं सॉर्ट आउट हो गई हैं, तो क्या वो प्रक्रिया चलेगी या कैंसिल कर देंगे वो सारे समझौते चाइना?
ओके सर, हम नम्र निवेदन करना चाहेंगे। देखिए, प्रधानमंत्री जी की जवाब के बाद में आप लोग सब प्लीज टेक इट वेरी पॉजिटिव। हम हैं, दूतावास है, कोई भी आपका क्वेश्चन होगा, क्वेरीज होगा संविधान के बारे में, अंग्रेजी कॉपी आपको उपलब्ध कराएंगे, और जो भी जैसे आपके क्वेश्चंस है बराबर हम आपके जैसे यानी संपर्क में रहेंगे, संपर्क में रहेंगे। देखिए, ये तो डेमोक्रेसी मीन्स सेल्फ क्वालिटी सिस्टम बताया गया, अमेंडमेंट हो रहा है, फिर होगा। इस नाते इसको जैसे बहुत अच्छी तरीका से दोनों मित्र देशों का संबंध को कैसे सुधारा जा सकता है, अब फिर कभी ऐसा न हो, इस तरफ से हम लोग सोचे, कृपा करके। थैंक यू। राइट प्राइम।
Okay, thank you very much for your question and queries. मैंने एक हिंदी गीत गाना सुना था, वही तो बता दे हमें। ये डिस्क्रिमिनेशन का बात है, जो डिमांड्स का बात है, मधेश का बात है, पहाड़ का बात है। Where is the discrimination? कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में ऐसा कुछ है? नेपाल में जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन आया, is there any such provision, any article which discriminates among the people? In the name of religion, in the name of caste, in the name of area or geography, in the name of language, is there any sort of discrimination? The Constitution of Nepal, which is promulgated recently by the Constituent Assembly, guarantees abolition of all sorts of discrimination and intends to end this practice. Discrimination is related to the constitutional provision, and disparity with the force of economic development we can. There is no discrimination anywhere. So there shouldn't be any type of confusion. And if somebody tells us that there is, or in this article, there is discrimination, we are always open, ready to amend the Constitution. We'll do that if there is any discrimination. Sentiments are something different. Sometimes I don't say that sentiments do not do harm, but sentiments, the reality, the real ground, the facts, the truth, and the sentiments, whether they are matching or not, they are together or not. That is the reason. So far, the question of the right teachers.
Sir, I say,
the right say.
No. Pick it up.
Teachers about the teachers you were asking. In Nepal, not only today, since many years. When I was very young, even then, teachers from India were there and they were teaching. And there is no problem. And if there are any type of problems, any type, we will address those problems. There will be no problem because Indian teachers are working in Nepal since many years. So there are no problems. And so far the question of teachers from India who are teaching in different parts of Nepal is related, it is not related to the question of Tarai and Malays. It is not related. The question of the term Malays is used nowadays. When it was not used before, it was used as Tarai. Even then, teachers from India were going to Nepal and teaching there in schools and colleges and universities. And fortunately, I was taught by so many Indian teachers. Yeah. I had teachers from India. Science teachers, math teachers, particularly, they were teaching me. And until now there is. But there is one system there. And if there are any problems, we can address them. If somebody is talking about another blockade, we'll go back and ask them why these friends are unhappy again. I'll ask them. And I'll tell them there is no any type of such steps necessary. It doesn't. Because we are with open ear, without preoccupied mind. We are with open mind. We are ready to listen to them and address them if there are any genuine problems. You asked why 125 days it took to normalize the relation. First, it was not necessary, it was not appropriate to appear a situation of misunderstanding, even for a single day. And to resolve the problem, even for a single day was enough. You are right. It had not to take 125 days. But it took. And we cannot pull the days back.
Any regret?
Yes. We were facing very severe problem. Yes. In the kitchen. Gas was not cooking, gas was not available. At that time I said, oh, to my people, I said that now we are in very severe problem. The time, but the era is not to face this type of problems. Wait for some time. I will manage. You have not to carry on the cylinders on your shoulders. Yes. But I will manage pipe in each and every kitchen. I'll do that. It takes a long time. I say to the people. The time was, the situation was very adverse. People were in pain, and I had to treat address their feelings, understand their feelings, and increase their level of confidence so that they may wait for it. Otherwise, people, if they are pessimist, then that will not do. To increase their optimism, I try to show them a bright future, more convenient future. That was of course, everybody knows that there was one-to-one meeting between the Indian Prime Minister, Mr. Modi ji, and me. That was one-to-one meeting. Nobody was kept together. That was one-to-one meeting.
This Nepal issue.
Media needed answer.
Okay. No, you have to understand that that was one-to-one meeting. Even the senior ministers, even the senior officials were not present. That was one-to-one meeting. And that one-to-one meeting was to hold one-to-one meeting.
भारतीय प्रधानमन्त्रीले चाहिँ संवाद
One question was that Nepal's relations with China. Before I come to India, some people ask me, do you like to play China card? I say, I never played any card in my life. I don't know what is card. I am going to India to clear the cloud of misunderstanding. It will be here. And we have Nepal, have two neighbors. In the south, India, and the north, China. Both our neighbors are friends. We do. With equal friendly feelings, we work together with both our neighbors. We do not permit anybody anything against this or that side or anybody else. We support both of our neighbors. We appreciate their progress and we wish their development and progress. And we want to get benefit from their side development and advancements. I think it will be better to thank you.
So my question
is 8.11 billion.
We are doing well.
So my question,
Your question was?
so New Delhi expressing concern that if the Madhesis are not resolved, it could lead to a Jaffna kind of a situation in the neighborhood.
That sort of things people in this part of land we have a habit of exaggeration in our literature, in our religious traditional literatures also we can find the exaggerations. Some people say that if not happy, says I'll kill you, but that's not true. It's just the expression is dissatisfaction or happiness, but doesn't want to kill. But says I'll kill you. That's something different. That is exaggeration. So, also in politics, ऐसे exaggeration होते हैं कुछ हर चीज को छोटे मोटे चीजों को फिर बस फट से पकड़ लिया और उसका हिसाब किताब मांगने लगा तो मुश्किल हो जाएगा, इसलिए छोड़ देना चाहिए कि ऐसे कितने बातों को हिसाब किताब पकड़े। आई वुड लाइक टू थैंक यू।
Thank you friends for your very positive presence here. Look forward to have a downward report to the ground.
प्रधानमन्त्री केपी ओलीको पत्रकार सम्मेलन भर्खरै सकिएको छ र केही समयपछि फेरि यहाँ प्रधानमन्त्री केपी ओलीले नेपाली समुदायलाई सम्बोधन गर्नुहुने कार्यक्रम छ र त्यो यही दूतावास परिसरमा हुँदैछ त्यो कार्यक्रम। त्यसको पनि हामी प्रत्यक्ष